Hey you guys, welcome back to the Shioms vlog. I'm so stoked to be presenting this content to you through this medium. It's super fresh and just an exciting way for Shioms to be able to communicate with our awesome Kula, our tribe, our community, whatever you want to call us. All right, so before we get into today's topic, I really want to bring attention to my new glasses, not because I'm vain, but because Warby Parker, where I ordered the glasses from, is an incredible company. I am not in any way associated with them. They're not paying me to say this, but it's the second pair of glasses that I've purchased from Warby Parker, and the experience that I've had with this brand is incredible. So they allow you to order 5 pairs of glasses from their site without any prescription in them, just to try them on. You probably, if you've ever purchased anything that is really specific in terms of sizing or style, you know that online, if you've ever tried to purchase that kind of stuff online, you know it's always a little nerve-wracking. So it's super cool to be able to use their at-home try-on. They have gorgeous design. Their website is beautiful, their photography is beautiful, and the actual design of their glasses is beautiful. And then they have this amazing brand consistency. When you find them on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, or you talk to them on the phone, the experience that you have is consistent across the board. They have excellent customer service, and just their processes, the way that they do everything is it's just a pleasure to buy from them. I happened to have had an expired credit card saved with them, and they didn't catch it until a couple of days after I had ordered, but they didn't let that hold up the process of me getting my glasses. It was so cool. They just sent me an email and they were like, hey, we're sure you didn't mean to do this, but your credit card didn't go through because it was expired. Can you just give us a call? Don't worry, it won't hold up your glasses. They're on their way. In what world does that happen? Like, only in Warby Parker world. And they also donate a pair of glasses for every pair of glasses that you buy. And their glasses are super reasonably priced. As someone who has spent a small fortune purchasing designer glasses, being able to get super stylish, good quality glasses between $100 and $150 is kind of an obsession. Anyway, all right, so just check them out. I'll put a link in the notes, but this is a brand that's doing a really good job. And anytime that I see a brand that is really just owning it online, and this brand happens to also be owning it in real life, I like to take a look at what their best practices are and how I can bring those into my business on a smaller scale. So I am going to move right on to our next topic, it's really in the same vein, which is brand management. So Warby Parker has done a really excellent job with all of this because it was planned, right? They didn't just randomly come to be this company that has this great consistency and this great brand presence. All of it was really strategic. So there was a plan as to what they stood for and how things were going to work. And there are people who manage that brand and make sure that they stay true to who they are and what they stand for and the way that they all agreed that things were going to work. Now, on a much smaller scale, I am sure that you don't have a staff of people who can make sure that your brand is consistent across the board and that you are consistent in how often that you're posting online and how often you're posting blog posts, and that all of those blog posts have the same brand voice and that all of your Instagram photos have the same look and feel to them. But that doesn't mean it's hopeless for you. Brand management, which we will define more very soon. I'm working on a series of videos that will really help you guys understand what I mean when I'm talking about brand and brand management and brand voice. So please stay tuned to this vlog, so that you can really get educated. I promise I won't take up a lot of your time as I make these short lectures on what it is that a brand is, and I promise that you'll get a lot out of it. So Brand management. Let's go back to that. You are one person probably, and chances are that even if you have other people working for you, they may not necessarily be the appropriate person to write brand strategy and manage a brand. Especially at the beginning of your business, as you are sorting things out and working through things, you are the best representative of your brand because you are the only one who knows really what it is that you stand for. Even if you can't exactly define it, which you do need to be able to define it eventually, but it evolves, especially at the beginning. It evolves often and it evolves quickly. But you, as a business owner, as a yoga teacher, as a freelancer, as an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you consider yourself, you are the embodiment of your brand, and you're probably the only person at this point who is capable of managing it, because you know what it feels like because it is you. And so what does managing it really mean when it comes down to you as one person who can only do so much? For me, that means that I stick to primarily one social media channel, which is Instagram, and I just do that really well. I stick to, up until this point, I've really stuck to one form of content. I've only blogged, and I've only blogged for myself. I haven't tried to be all over the place because I was trying to create consistency in my own brand before I started branching out into other places and filling my schedule with things that could or could not work for me. I wanted to create a habit and create consistency and stability within my own four virtual walls. I've branched out now because I have that consistency. It's been a year. I feel good about what I'm doing. It's a habit. It's not overwhelming anymore. And so from there, I've branched out to other things like a podcast with Kate of You and the Yoga Mat. It's called the Sticky Mat Society. If you haven't checked it out, I will definitely put the link in the notes. We would love for you to subscribe to us on iTunes. But back to diversification. Do a couple of things really well before you diversify where you're showing up, be that in person or online. Don't join 10 professional networks. Don't teach 10 different workshops. Get really good at a handful of things that you can create a consistent experience and a consistent feel and a consistent look for those few things before you start adding more and more things to your plate. Because if you're not really good at the few things, as you add more things, you won't be good at those either. And the experience that people are having, it will be all over the place, which in turn will create a perception that you are all over the place. And that's not what you want with your brand. So in this context, for you as one, maybe two people who have a small business, a brand that they're trying to build, stay small and do those couple of things with consistency. Always have photos that look similar. Always have not necessarily the content of the photo, but the actual filters that you're using and the lighting situation. All of that really helps contribute to a consistent look. Have the same brand voice across the board. So you want to really speak as though it's coming from you, because you'll never have an issue managing your brand voice if you're always speaking as though you're you. When you're trying to be someone else or use super marketing-ish language, you tend to create inconsistencies. That doesn't mean you can't call people to action or promote your events, but really do it as though you were talking to a friend or a colleague every time, so that you know that you're creating that consistent voice. You always sound like you. If sometimes you're swearing and being super sassy, and then other times you're super professional, people are not really gonna get whether or not they align with you. They're gonna be confused. So try to find something that is steady and stable. All right, so that is just a little bit on brand management for today. We'll be talking a lot more about brands in the next few weeks. So stay with me. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and namaste.